Hey everyone, this is Stefan James from Project Life Mastery. And if you're having a bad day today, then this video and this message is for you. Now, we all have bad days, myself included. We have days where you woke up and for whatever reason, the day's just not going your way. Maybe you woke up tired, you didn't get enough sleep the night before, maybe certain things happened throughout the day outside of your control, frustrations and stresses and anxiety and problems that arose and fires that you have to put out, or you had this plan and things that you wanted to do for the day and it's just not working out the way you wanted it to. Or maybe you have a day where there's not any specific moment or event that you can attribute it to that made the day bad, but you just woke up and it was just not your day. And I've had days like that, and we all do. That's normal. That's called being human. And in this video, I want to share with you a few things that I think can help you with that. I'm going to share with you 2 different approaches when you're having a bad day. And also I'm going to share with you ways that I think you can prevent the bad days from occurring in your life less frequently. You're always going to have bad days and things like that, but I think there's a proactive and preventative approach that we can take to have more successful days, more of the good days and less of the bad days. And so I'll share with you a little bit on that side of things as well. Now, 2 different approaches that I take when I'm having a day that's a bad day. Number 1 is to change the day. Change the day. So I believe that even though just because we might have had a bad moment throughout the day, or a bad morning, or a bad start, or a bad afternoon, whatever it is, that doesn't necessarily have to dictate and determine the rest of the day. In fact, when I look back at my bad days, I've had many days that it was more just a bad moment, that I got frustrated, or I didn't get enough sleep, or something happened. And yes, it was challenging to deal with that. But with the right mindset, I've been able to turn that around. I've actually been able to recover a day quite a few times in my life where I've recovered it, and that bad day ended up becoming a great day. It ended up becoming a great day that I was proud of because I didn't give up, that I did certain things that turned the day around, and I resolved whatever was going on, the conflict, the challenges that I was facing, and I grew from it, and it ended up being a great day. So that's always the first approach, the first thing that I always try to look at and trying to do. I want to look at how can I turn things around? How can I make this bad moment, this bad part of the day, and still get the most out of this day and just not have this day be a write-off and a total wash? So a few things that I'm going to share with you that have helped me with that. First thing I look to do when I try to change the course of a day is, number 1 is I try to change my state, change my emotional state. Because most of the time it's just an emotion that you're caught up in, an emotional state of mind, and emotions come and go. So for me, I look at how can I change how I feel? If I change how I feel and I get into a more positive state, then that's going to lead to the right actions. It's going to lead to me getting back on track, to course correct throughout the day. So the first thing I look to do is to change my body, to change how I'm using my body, because emotions and your body are connected. If you change the way you use your body, you'll change the way that you feel. Emotion is created by motion. So often what I do is I get out. I get out of the house, I get out of the office, I go for a walk. I'm moving my body, I'm getting some sunlight, I'm getting some fresh air. And just that alone, just getting out of your chair, getting out of your bed, getting out of that environment that you're in and going elsewhere, that can immediately just change how you feel. That, there's been many moments like that where I'm just like sitting on the couch or sitting on the bed, and just the act of like putting on clothes or just putting on your shoes and getting outside and moving, now you're getting some blood flow. Now your brain is turning on. You're processing things in a different way. You're starting to feel better about yourself. You're getting fresh air. That simple act alone, you can't underestimate that. So when you're having a bad day, just try to simplify it. Often we overthink things. We overwhelm ourselves. We fill our brain up and make things bigger than it really is. And when you simplify it and say, you know what, I'm just going to go for a walk. That act alone can start the direction of you having a better day. So I go for a walk. Sometimes I go for a run. Sometimes I go to the gym. Sometimes I got this mini trampoline and mini rebounder, and I'll jump up and down on that. But I'm just looking for ways to change my existing state, this bad, negative, disempowering state, into something that's different. And that act alone has done wonders for me. So whatever it is for you, maybe it's stretching, maybe it's something physical. I'm not sure what it is for you. Maybe it's boxing or kickboxing. Whatever it is, have an outlet like that you can go to, and that also is very therapeutic. It kind of clears your mind and your thoughts and helps you process things in a different way, from a different state of mind. The other thing that I often go to is breathing, my breath. Breath is the foundation, meditation as well. But the breathing, I often look at your mind is like a kite and your breath is like the wind. So what controls the kite is the wind, and what controls your mind is your breath. So when you take deep diaphragmatic breaths, it changes your thoughts, it calms your mind, and it helps bring you to the present moment. Most stresses and challenges we have are because we're either living in the past or we're living in the future. The worry, the anxiety, the stress comes in the future of you speculating and playing a loop in your head of the worst possible situation that's getting you stressed. And so breathing brings you to that present moment. And so what I'll do is I'll just take 5 or 10 minutes and I'll just sit calmly without any distraction, no computers, no technology, but I just breathe, taking a big deep breath in and exhale. Sometimes I close my eyes, sometimes I meditate. And when you meditate, even just for 10 minutes, you have these thoughts that come in, right, that are going on in your head. And meditation is just the process of calming the mind. It's having awareness, mindful of those thoughts, and going back to your breath, going back to a focal point where the thoughts will come and they'll go. And so for me, when I meditate, I'll just try to release. I'm trying to release all the thoughts that are happening in my head and just be present, breathe. Whenever the thoughts come up, I acknowledge it. Thank you. I don't attach to it. I don't believe it or associate to it. I just go back to my breathing, go back to my breathing. Another thought comes up. Okay, back to the breathing, back to the breathing. And I do that and it calms my mind and it changes my state. So those are some mental things and emotional things you could do. Sometimes I go and read. Sometimes I call a friend. I call a family member and just connect with them. Because oftentimes when things aren't going your way, we have a tendency to isolate ourselves, to kind of go to our cocoon and just kind of be alone and kind of live in that self-pity and that isolation is not the answer. I think reaching out for help, for connection, those are things that also can turn things around for you. If you have a family member or friend you can talk to about your day, your challenges, just the act of talking to someone about it is also therapeutic. Whether or not they give you any advice at all, you talking and expressing it, you're working it out in your mind, and it can also help you in a lot of great ways too. So I look at what I can do to change it, okay? And there might be other things that you can also explore to help turn the day around. The second thing that I often do though, is the second approach is surrendering to the day. So sometimes you try to turn it around, you go for a walk, you go to the gym, but for whatever reason, it's just not working. You're putting in your best effort, you're trying to get the most out of this day and turn it around, but it's just not, your body and mind are just not having it. And so in that case, sometimes what I do is I surrender to it. I don't try to resist things, I don't try to fight it, I don't try to change it. I just say, you know what, just today is not my day. Okay, tomorrow's a new day. But today, I'm just going to surrender to what I'm feeling right now. Sometimes whatever you resist will persist. So when you try to resist things too much, it becomes greater and stronger and it'll persist more and show up for you. So some days like that, I'm just like, you know what? It's just not my day. I accept it. I don't try to fight it. I don't try to change it. I just say, you know what? I'm just going to allow myself to do whatever in this moment. Maybe right now my body is trying to communicate something to me or my mind. Maybe it's time for me to listen to myself and just rest and recover. And maybe that means just sit in front of the computer and binge watching YouTube videos. Maybe it's just binge watching videos. Maybe it's playing video games. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. Maybe it is ordering a pizza and whatever, and just doing whatever you do to distract or comfort or connect with yourself in that moment. And I think it's okay to do that as long as, it's not a habitual thing, an addiction that you cultivate in your life. But days like that, I just surrender to it at times and it passes and you go to sleep. And every time you go to sleep, it's like you're hitting the reset button and tomorrow's a new day. And that's the beautiful thing about life is tomorrow is a new day and that this too shall pass. So remind yourself of that this is temporary. That whatever you're feeling right now, it's not forever, it's not permanent, it's not pervasive, it's just temporary, and it will pass. It will pass. Tomorrow is a new day. So I get comfort in knowing that. I get comfort in doing that. Sometimes I pray and I talk to God, and it just helps me get through the day in that way as well. But sure enough, tomorrow comes, and you're in a different state of mind, and you get back on track, and it's all good. So one thing I also want to share with you too. I don't really like even using the word bad day and giving a day a label like that, because the label of bad and good is all a matter of interpretation. there's been many days that have been bad days for me that have also actually been great days. And what made it bad was just in the moment. In the moment, it didn't work out the way I wanted to. In the moment, it was uncomfortable. In the moment, I had these emotions come up that weren't comfortable for me. But oftentimes when I look back at my life and I look at those bad days, they're actually some of my best days. So let me share with you what I mean. I've had many days in my life of hitting rock bottom and being frustrated, being angry, that actually led to new discoveries in my life that I never would have even explored if I didn't have that day that was a challenging day. I remember, for example, one time I was just having a really bad day, challenging day, and I started just going to Google and going to YouTube and watching these videos, and I discovered things that helped me with that and help kind of bring attention to a deficiency or a flaw or a problem or challenge in my life. And if it wasn't for that bad day where I kind of went into that mode of just kind of pondering things and exploring and just sitting in front of YouTube for hours on end, I would have never had some of these discoveries. I think even some people have even shared with me that they found my YouTube channel, my podcast, my blog, and me through some of your bad days. Because maybe even this video, for example, you don't even know who I am and you're just having a bad day and you discovered it, and maybe this can benefit you, and now we can have this online relationship together, and that could be a beautiful thing. So sometimes those bad moments can actually lead to a lot of good things in your life. I know for me, the darkest days of my life led to me starting a business, to wanting to improve myself and change certain parts of my life and parts of myself that I wasn't happy with. And if it wasn't for the pain that I went through, I would not have the motivation to find the solutions to that. And because of the pains and the challenges, it forced me to grow and learn and be introspective and come to new conclusions and new discoveries that my life is better off for. So I don't think it's realistic to have perfect days every day. Not every day can be a great day. I think we're meant to have some days that are disempowering days or not really going the way we want it to be. And that also not only, again, helps you discover and learn new things about yourself and new opportunities, but also it makes you appreciate the good days more. It makes you cherish them and appreciate the good times of your life so much more, because you do know what it feels like to have those days that just aren't your best days. So the surrender approach is another approach for you, but also understanding the moment, it could be good or bad, but really, I believe that every day is a great day. Every day that we're alive, that we've been given this gift of life, is something to appreciate and cherish. And sometimes we don't understand the reasoning and the why and the purpose for certain days, but I believe that it leads us to better things. For me, it's led me to connect better with God and have a better relationship with my Creator, and all of those things that have empowered my life in so many beautiful ways. So I want to plant that for you as well. Now, the last piece I want to share with you is preventing days like that. The go-to that I always have, that I do every day, is I understand that how I start the day is how I end the day. For me, having an empowering morning ritual is one of the most valuable things I've done in my life. This is like a preventative measure. I make sure when I start the day, I want to be at my best. I know if I'm at my best mentally, emotionally, and physically, then I'm going to get more out of the day. I'm going to perform better. I'm going to look at things in a different way, and it's going to enrich my day, and I can stack up those good days because of that. So having a morning ritual, I always make sure I start off the day, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, but I'm doing something in the morning to allow myself to be at my best. So some of the things that I do is meditation, I pray, I read, and feed my mind with positivity. I do an attitude of gratitude, and I write out and I think about and ask questions like, what am I grateful for? Or what do I love about my life? What can I appreciate about my life? Or who do I love and who loves me? What can I give today? What am I committed to? What is my passion? What is my purpose? I ask myself these questions, and I focus my mind on all the good in my life, and that fills me up, and that empowers me and gives me energy and a positive state of mind throughout the rest of the day. Going to the gym and exercising, doing these things in the morning, they're a gift that you give to yourself. They're acts of self-love, and they empower you and make you better. And when you're at your best each day, when you're starting the day at level 10, then you're going to have a level 10 day. When these challenges arise in your life, you're going to deal with them a lot better. You're going to be able to get past the challenges, But if you start off the day and you're like level 5, then the challenges are going to affect you. The problems that arise are going to affect you because you're not in the best state of mind. So for me, it's always trying to put myself at level 10. I'm not perfect at that at all times, but I do my best, and I have a ritual that supports me with that. And I think when you do that, You're going to get more of the day. These things aren't going to affect you. You're going to have more to give, more you can give to your business, your relationships. It's infectious. Other people feel the state of mind that you're in. They feel when you are in a powerful emotional state of happiness and joy and confidence and certainty. It's infectious to everyone else around you. So for me, that's a gift that I give myself, and I prioritize that, and it's something that we all deserve. If you want to learn more about that, I have a free cheat sheet called the Morning Ritual Cheat Sheet that shares some of my favorite rituals that you can insert to your day. I actually have a whole book on Amazon called 67 Morning Ritual Habits, and I even have a course called morningritualmastery.com. So if you're interested in any of that, I'll link it below for you to check out, or if you're listening to the podcast, go to projectlifemastery.com/cheat sheet. Okay, so projectlifemastery.com/cheat sheet. I always got to say that because some people listen to the podcast version of this, by the way. So that's a resource that I've created for you. It's free. If you want to pay for a course, I've got something valuable that can help you there. If you want to go deeper as well, that's great. Otherwise, I hope this video and what I've shared with you can help you change your interpretation of your day. I'm not sure if it's as simple as just you watching this video and you have a better day because of it. Maybe it is. Maybe sometimes it's a simple thing that changes our focus and helps us look at things in a different way that changes how we feel. Changing your focus, you change how you feel. So hopefully this video can be a gift for you and something that can benefit you in those days, and something you can go back to remind yourself of these simple truths. Whatever you're going through, it will pass, and understand that everything in your life is happening for a reason and a purpose, and it will serve you. And sometimes we don't know what that is in the moment, but we got to trust that things will happen the way it's supposed to, and everything's going to work out for the better of our lives. Thank you so much. Enjoy the day. I love you. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this, give this a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and I'll talk to you again soon. God bless and take care.